Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Tech Gamers World. In this video, we're going to be unboxing and reviewing the THRUSTMASTER T.FLIGHT rudder pedals. I've been super excited to get these and I cannot wait to add them to the devices I use for my flight simulator games. So stay tuned, we'll be right back. Let's do this. Okay everyone, welcome back. And here we are. So in this video, we're going to be unboxing and reviewing the THRUSTMASTER T.FLIGHT rudder pedals. Now these rudder pedals came as part of the THRUSTMASTER Full Flight Kit X, and it included a THRUSTMASTER T.FLIGHT HOTAS 1 flight stick. Now this video is not going to show the flight stick, but if you would like to check out the unboxing and review of the THRUSTMASTER T.FLIGHT HOTAS 1 flight stick, check out the link in the description below, as I have one right there for you. So the T.FLIGHT rudder pedals are versatile design rudder pedals that are suitable for all kinds of flight, whether it's aerial combat, space adventures, civil flights, you name it. They're totally awesome. And they're supported on pretty much every system that are in use today. So PC, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S. And they are super cool. Been super excited to get these for a while. I exclusively fly all my flights, whether it's space simulators, flight simulators, what you would expect to use with a THRUSTMASTER T.FLIGHT HOTAS 1 flight stick. And I've been exclusively using the built-in, rudder in that where you rotate the flight stick. So figured out time to step up my game and get some rudder pedals. So super excited here to check these out. Now, like I said, this does come in a plain box because this did come as part of the THRUSTMASTER Full Flight Kit X, which included a THRUSTMASTER T.FLIGHT HOTAS 1 flight stick. Now, you might be saying, Tech Gamer, if you already have a THRUSTMASTER T.FLIGHT HOTAS 1 flight stick, why did you buy the Full Flight Kit X? Well, two reasons. One, it was cheaper to buy the Full Flight Kit X that included these than it was to source these individually. And second, you can never have enough flight sticks. My kids are getting into flight simulator games. They have their own consoles, so it cannot hurt to have two THRUSTMASTER T.FLIGHT HOTAS 1 flight sticks because I genuinely like them. So let's get this started here. I'm super excited to check this out. So the THRUSTMASTER T.FLIGHT rudder pedals come highly reviewed across the board on the internet. They feature, sturdy workmanship, sliding metal rails that everything moves freely on. They have that smart rudder technology, which is the slide motion advanced rail track, and they're ecosystem ready. So PC, PlayStation, Xbox, totally awesome. Compatible with HOTAS T.FLIGHT 1s, HOTAS 4s. So super excited to check these out. And so let's get it open here. Got to cut the plastic on the sides here. All right, let's see what we got here. I'll see if I'm opening this the wrong way or not. Ah, no, I did not. Excellent. Okay, so they're actually a lot bigger than I thought it was going to be. Let's see, we'll get that out of the way here. Wow. This is actually really big. All right, so we have taken out the THRUSTMASTER T.FLIGHT rudder pedals. Here and remove the plastic. And we have the cable here. All right, let's get them out here. So there they are. Wow, that is awesome looking. These things are a lot bigger than I thought, which is really cool. Um, Initial thoughts are amazing. I mean, look at the quality here. It looks awesome. So we've got the cable here that connects to the flight sticks, which I'll show you in a minute here. So I am super excited for this. This is awesome. These things are huge. So you can put your feet on each side and it looks really cool. And it looks like you could rest your feet down on the bottom if you wanted to too. So I'm super excited about that because I definitely need something like this. Look how easily freely it moves. That is awesome. This is going to be amazing for my games here. I've been looking forward to something like this for a while. So checking it out, initial thoughts are impressive, very impressive. Showing you your rotation vectors there. Very easy to move. And they have flexible, these bend, so you can flex it while you're moving. Now, initial thoughts are great quality, nice looking aluminum rails here. Look to be sturdy. Whole thing looks to be sturdy, well designed. It is all plastic on the top here. And the whole assembly, aside from the sliding rails, are all plastic. There is some grease on the sliding rails. So that's something we may have to keep an eye on as we use them. Keep them greased or lubricated. I'll have to read up on that one just to see if that's actually required. And I do see it on my fingers there when I took it off. I don't know if you can see it. Probably can't quite see it in the video, but it's on there. Very nice matte black finish. Really huge size there. Pretty impressive. The thing is a lot bigger than I thought it would be, which is really cool here. I'm definitely was looking for something exactly like this. Now, you know, it's familiar if you fly flight simulators how a rudder works. A rudder works by you rotate the joystick to make a rudder happen. You see me do it all the time in my flight simulator videos where I'm rotating the flight stick by going like this. What that does is it turns parts on the plane to make your plane rotate in air or when you're on the ground taxiing. So if you're not familiar with how airplanes work, when you're flying, getting ready to fly and take off while taxiing, you use a rudder to make the plane turn. So you don't actually use the flight stick in flight or in taxiing to make the plane turn left or right. You use the rudders to turn. Bigger planes, such as jumbo jets, actually have a separate wheel that they use in a cockpit to turn the nose wheel of the plane, depending on how large the plane is. But smaller planes like Cessnas, Learjets, stuff like that, usually use the rudder pedals on the floor to make the plane turn. You see it all the time if you watch real life flight videos of taxiing and landings and stuff like that. You see it all the time. So this is what will happen when I use this device with a THRUSTMASTER T.FLIGHT HOTAS 1 or HOTAS 4 flight stick. It will allow me to utilize these for the rudders and not the rotation of the HOTAS 1 flight stick. So let's go ahead here and check out how this T-Flight rudder pedals actually connect to a flight stick. So I've got my T-Flight HOTAS 1 flight stick here. So we'll go ahead here and slide these over just a little bit. And the THRUSTMASTER T-Flight HOTAS 1 flight stick joins the party. So everybody knows how this works. A THRUSTMASTER T-Flight HOTAS 1 can connect to a PC or an Xbox with the included USB-A plug here. Now, the THRUSTMASTER T-Flight HOTAS 4 flight stick connects to a PC or a PlayStation. So very important. If you want to have a THRUSTMASTER flight stick, you need to make sure you know what system you're going to use it for. If you have a PlayStation and a PC, don't buy a HOTAS 1. It only works with Xbox and PC. Buy a HOTAS 4 as it works with PlayStation and PC. So for purposes of this video, I'm going to refer to this as the HOTAS 1 because that's what this is. This features the PC and Xbox switch there. As you can see, it's set for Xbox because that's what I was using it on last. Okay, so how do we connect the THRUSTMASTER T.FLIGHT rudder pedals to a THRUSTMASTER T.FLIGHT HOTAS flight stick? Very simple. Let's go ahead here and slide this back for a second. Here is the rudder pedals. Now, if you take a look at the bottom here, you can see this cable coming out. Now, this cable features what looks like a telephone jack on the end of it. This is an RJ12 connector, it's called. It's similar to an RJ11 phone jack in size and dimensions, and you can see the cables inside of it there. This is the communications cable to connect a THRUSTMASTER T.FLIGHT rudder pedals to a THRUSTMASTER HOTAS flight stick. So how do we do that? On this side of the HOTAS flight sticks, you're going to see this port. This is a rudder port. You're going to go ahead and plug in this cable right here. So we'll just undo it a little bit here, stretch it out. Plug it straight into the rudder port. So there we go. So what's going to happen is when you have this plugged in to here, it's going to detect this as an available accessory in your flight control systems, such that the rotation for the rudder, this here, so how it rotates this way, will no longer need to be used anymore. You'll use the pedals for your rotation. So, like just like this, left and right, to make your plane rudder left and right. And depending on what game you're playing, you could potentially bind this to other uses. I've seen players do that. I typically don't do that. I like to leave the rudders and the trim, which is on this side, as default. But again, depending on your personal preference, you can really do it however you would like to do. It's all really up to you in that regard. I personally, like I said, prefer to leave the rudder and the trim just alone. And now I'm going to be using these for rudder, which is going to be super cool. These looked very well designed and put together here, which I'm super excited about. So just to show you, how these work, you can put your feet one of two ways. You can put them here. So you put your feet on, the way you would normally do when you rest the heel of your foot in here. Or other option is you can put the ball of your foot right here and right here, and just as easily also go like this. It's just a matter of what you're comfortable with. If you're going to be using the THRUSTMASTER T.FLIGHT rudder pedals with a HOTAS 1 flight stick on a PC, make sure that you are very careful that you have the THRUSTMASTER drivers installed on a PC before attempting to use either of these devices on a personal computer, whether it's Windows 10 or 11. Windows 11 obviously being recommended these days. So there is a way to connect a USB device to this to allow it to connect to a PC directly. It is sold separately. I don't have that. Would not have a use for it based on what my use case is. But there are valid reasons for that. Not all of the THRUSTMASTER flight sticks have this RJ12 proprietary connector on it. So sometimes if you want to connect a THRUSTMASTER T.FLIGHT rudder system to a personal computer, you need to use a USB connection. So they make a RJ12 to USB dongle. Basically, it plugs in line So this end plugs into the dongle, then the USB end, which looks just like this end, would plug into your PC. Now, that would work for certain games and systems that support what's called multi-USB and rudders. So multi-USB means that if you have a different flight stick, that would be connected, which would be your primary flight device. And then the other device would be this. So they would both be detected within the game. So they're compatible on, like I said, you would probably only really do that on a PC. So you can use the rudder pedals with all different types of joysticks because you're going to use that multi-USB connection on a PC. But if you're playing it on the Xbox or the PlayStation, it's just going to be compatible with the THRUSTMASTER T.FLIGHT, HOTAS 1, 4, or a couple other of the THRUSTMASTERs, any of them that have that proprietary RJ12 port. So you want to make sure you do your research first and before you purchase something like this. But for my use case, I exclusively fly with the THRUSTMASTER T.FLIGHT HOTAS 1 flight stick. I absolutely love it. So compatibility, I know I'm good. If I want to play this on a Xbox, I'm going to plug it straight into the HOTAS, plug it in the HOTAS into my Xbox. If I want to play it on a PC, this is going to plug into the HOTAS. The HOTAS is going to plug into the USB port on my PC. Same thing with my PlayStation. I also have a HOTAS 4. I do the same thing. Plug it into the HOTAS 4, plug it in to the PlayStation. I exclusively use that for the PlayStation. I don't really use the HOTAS 4 with the PC. I prefer the HOTAS 1. It's been my first one I ever had, and been using it for, I've got at least 3,000 flight hours across multiple games on this. Now, THRUSTMASTER's website does give some specifications for the game and what it's compatible with in terms of games and flight sticks. It's compatible with the T16000M, the TCA Sidekick Airbus Edition, generic USB joysticks, and the T16000M FCS HOTAS. So there are a couple of flight sticks, like I said, beyond the HOTAS 1 and 4 that this is compatible with. You just want to make sure you do your research before you purchase it to make sure it will be compatible with your use case. And, super excited about this to check it out. I can't wait. And we'll see how it goes. Stay tuned for my next video. It'll show you actual in-flight use of the THRUSTMASTER T.FLIGHT rudder pedals with Microsoft Flight Simulator on an Xbox Series X. I hope everybody enjoyed this video. If you have any questions or comments, as always, please leave a comment down below, and I will do my best to get it answered or help you out in any way you need it. If you could click that like button and subscribe to my YouTube channel, that would be totally awesome. I will see you around. Keep on gaming, everybody.